and Matthew. That unique space. That unique crown, jewel in the crown, as they call it. I'm going to put you on the spot this morning. But what is the purpose? What is your mission? What is the vision of the Episcopal Church of St. Andrew and Matthew? If I stopped you on the street today and I asked you, what is your vision? What is your mission? What is your purpose? What would you tell me? And you don't have to tell me right now. But I'm here to tell you that your purpose, your vision, your mission, the calling, some loud girl that some folks said she was kind of half crazy, raising her hands at inappropriate times, going way too long about some things that were not so cool, some things called environmental justice and environmental racism. Whoever thought this girl would be called to the White House to help Brother Biden when I couldn't even get Brother Biden to talk about air pollution across the street because he said it was the air problems and the pollution of New Jersey. And Senator Carper said it was the air problems and pollution of New Jersey. And some of you, when you see me coming, you run the other way, going, God, here she comes. But I want to thank you for those moments because I want you to think about in your beginnings, what is your purpose? What is your calling? You say this is the Justice Church. I hear many priests come through here, even the bishop himself. Oh, I'd love to be here. We're preaching justice of acquiring things, right? I'm going to get my Cadillac and my 5-bedroom house and what have you, and it's only 2 of you living in that.
Prosperity preacher.
Prosperity. But what good is prosperity without liberation, family? That's what the season of creation is about. That's what Howard Thurman was talking about. That's what people like Catherine Ross taught me when I was in 2nd grade and the National Guard patrolled our streets for 18 months. Now the history book will tell you 9, and they trying to erase that from the history books. But I'm here to tell you, it was 18 months, I remember. And you better be careful what you think young people remember, because I was real young then, real young. Like 2. We didn't have school for weeks. I want you educators in here who are studying education to look back on these transcripts and see how long were we out of school and did we have to make it up? Brown versus Board of Education. I ain't gonna hold you long. My father's probably saying right now, okay, wrap it up, don't take us all the way through this. But you've got to understand these things if you're talking about who you are. And we're going up and down the state. We are in the process, we're happy to report right now that we received one of the Basel Earth grants. 5 cities received them. One of us, our little tag team, where we're going to look at how we heal our corridor and complete a job that should have been done a long time ago, that we all know that the south part of Route 9 was built out based on racial segregation and inequality. And to this day, we still have infrastructure that needs to be addressed. But instead we're building luxury housing, and I'm mad at the luxury. We need a little luxury. I want to live in luxury. Everybody should be able to live in luxury. But how do we balance that? That's what Howard Thurman was talking about. That's what the season of creation is about. And that's, church, what we should be thinking about as we come through season of creation. I encourage us to look at this season as a way in which we examine ourselves here at the Episcopal Church of St. Andrew and Matthew. Now 3 parishes together, committed to that of social justice, committed to that of making sure that this does not become a condominium, but an instrument for change. Committed to making sure that we are breaking down mass incarceration. Committed to making sure that people are not forced evicted out of their places in the Gaza right now. Committed to making sure that people have clean water to drink. Committed to making sure that people have clean, healthy foods to eat. Committed to making sure that there is equity and justice, not just equity, because we're beyond that. That's so old school. We want justice. Amen. We want justice, and we want it now. And if you have a problem with us saying so, then you need to cancel season of creation. Because the good news is, it is up to us, family. We need to get off of our seats, our comfort zones. We need to challenge our electorate. It's lovely to have a street named after you. It's even more so beautiful to have a bridge and everything else named after you. But it's horrible if you can't make it across the street, and let alone even live on the street. Together, and the importance of how we better learn how to love one another, or we will perish as fools, like Dr. King said. Now I'm going to open up this panel. We have one of the baddest queens in this nation. And my friends told me that from Mossville to Alaska to California, she's highly regarded, y'all. She didn't come down to Washington and testify before the National Environmental Justice Advisory Council. She's testified before the White House Environmental Justice Advisory Council. She walks these streets like nobody's business, and she is a beast out on Route 9. Because she was a radical for Christ. And her name is Dr. Dora Williams. She's going to give us an update on what's happening in this area right now. Then she's going to be followed by Brother Richardson, who is going to talk about community benefits agreements, and how we work together with these things. He's going to be followed by my road runner, Stephanie Heron, as my brother calls her, Double Espresso. And many people said in this room, and I agree with them, and including my brother, Stephanie got my back like a Mac man, for real. You don't know some places and spaces that we done been up in. But one thing I can tell you is true. Our brother from across the bridge, Dr. Nikki Sheets. This is a bad man pajama. And this is how we're turning our climate portfolio around. And for some of you in here that might have been upset about the fact that our cumulative impacts, Bill died and none of us went to the grave with you crying, you'll understand why when you hear Nikki, Dr. Sheets, present on what New Jersey did and how New Jersey did it, and why Delaware needs to have the moral and political courage like New Jersey. And we need to let that other one just be dead. And then last we have my dear brother, who we call one another cousins. Our representative, Larry Lambert. We never called him Larry, he was Representative Larry Lambert to us, because he represents. And as Ms. Dorn said one time, that, we're like Dr. King. King said, I work for all these people because when the phone rings, I answer it.
And he does. He will answer that phone any time of the day, but don't y'all bother him like that. Oh, God.